And he will tell you, my son. And if he says my son, that may be enough. The moment you go out, the power of sonship will back you up. He doesn't need to speak much. He said, once the Lord spoke, twice I heard. All power belongs to him. But it's the Spirit of Christ. And what the devil is doing is to choke that spirit. That's why you can't leave your phone for 30 minutes. He knows that if you focus on him, something will happen to you. So he wants to keep you distracted. That's why you can sit on a movie for 10 hours, but you can't sit in God's presence for 1 hour. Because they that wait upon the Lord, they renew their strength. They mount up with wings like the eagles. When they run, they don't faint. When they walk, they don't get weary. Something of heaven has mantled them. And so when you build a consciousness, that consciousness will lead to the activation of the Spirit of Christ. And when the Spirit of Christ is activated, then the Spirit of faith goes to work. That Spirit will begin to move you to do something. He said, according as it is written, 2 Corinthians 4:13, they believe and have spoken. We, having the same spirit of faith, believe and therefore we speak. So suddenly you come from the place of prayer, you are feeling like starting a company. You're asking yourself, I don't know anybody. He says, start a company. That's the spirit of faith. You come out from the place of prayer, he said, go to the hospital and pray for the sick. You say, me? I'm not an ordained minister. It's not about ordination. It's about the movement of the Spirit. Because when you build consciousness, the Spirit of Christ is activated. Then the Spirit of faith, the Spirit of faith is the Spirit that moves you to put the word to work. He said, oh vain man, don't you know that faith without works is dead? So when the Spirit of faith comes, it moves you to take action. It is in taking action that you begin to exercise authority. As a young preacher, I go to places. In my earlier days, I will finish preaching and people are burning, and that Spirit will tell me, now there's somebody on the second row, he has a tumor on the breast. I'll be so afraid, but I can't rest. And you know the worst part? In the earlier days, when you give the word of knowledge, people won't come out, because they are wondering, how does this small boy want to embarrass me? They will sit down, and you will feel so bad. I went to preach somewhere. I traveled the whole day to preach, and I was not even the one invited. It was a senior minister that sent me, and I had one night. You know, if you have 3 nights, you can use first night to build. You must perform this night. And you are a young preacher, you may never have the opportunity. And I show up, I finished preaching, I gave a word of knowledge. A young man who had a full hair with eyeglasses, he had a challenge with the eye or something. The father was a minister, dead, and everybody everywhere was quiet. When I said it once, said it twice, said it thrice, nobody stood up. People just started singing. They were trying to encourage me, don't worry, you are wrong, but let's help you. I felt so ashamed. I stood there. God now told me to sing a song, and I started singing the song. After a while, the power of God hit the building, and I thanked God and left. After the service, the boy came to me and said, sir, can I see you? I said, yes. He said, what? He said, I'm the one you were talking about. I almost slapped him. Is this when I called you out? Get out from here. You wanted to end my ministry? Are you okay? He said, I'm the one. The Holy Ghost have to restrain me. I prayed for him with anger. I told him, if you try this type of thing next time, you will have a problem. Did I call you now? I'm the one you were talking about. When everybody have seen me as a false prophet. But I go for the next meeting. That spirit won't let me rest. There's somebody on the second row. He has such a challenge on the ear, and you will call it. And then after a while, it became normal. After a while, as we are talking, the power is hitting them. As we are talking, they are manifesting. If we stopped, we would not have come here. Some of you are here. That spirit has troubled you for 5 years to start a company. You didn't. That's why you are where you are. Some of you are here. That spirit has moved you in the last 6 years to pray for the sick. You didn't. That's why you are where you are. If you want to enter superior realms of existence, after you build consciousness, you yield to the Spirit of Christ, and then you yield to the Spirit of faith. It's the Holy Ghost working in different dimensions. The Spirit of Christ opens you to your inheritance. The Spirit of faith moves you to take action so that that inheritance can become possible. This is what brings us to authority in God. Are you ready tonight?